Alright, now it's time to say hello to our friendly Neighbourhood Cipher, which is right across the bridge here. It's too bad we don't have a choice to say we don't want to go with you right now, but at the same time it makes sense that they would want to bring them ASAP, so that, you know, nobody has leads behind them and nobody follows them in. But at the same time, what if we didn't have enough Pokeballs, and you really want to get more Pokeballs? You can't buy any at the Colosseum. But also, I'm surprised that this cipher right here had to point out that this is, you know, Calum, or Almond in our case. But not like Nor, you had time to see who we were when we were walking on the bridge. But you know what? It's okay. It looks like we're going to be catching a Flareon, because I've noticed that the first Pokemon that gets thrown in tends to be the Shadow Pokemon. They're not all battles, but they'll at least beginner ones, because I'm pretty sure some of the later game Shadow Pokemon end up usually being second, like the legendaries. But yes, we are going to be catching a Flareon here. You know what, we don't have a Fire-type Pokemon. I'm kind of wondering if we want to switch that in. And yes, I did get our Trapinch out because, no, I want to evolve it, and in order to evolve it, we kind of need to fight with it and get the Shadow Cage down. I'm just hoping that it's not going to be the primal target, so that we don't KO it. None of these want to be like first catch. They all seem to have the bone to pick with poor Regice over here. Like, what did Regice do to y'all? Like, well, why are you trying to fight it so much? And I love how Trapinch, his mouth just opens so wide. I don't like a Venus Flytrap. I don't know why it makes me think of a Venus Flytrap. But dang it! It got attracted. So I guess let's just hope that we are able to catch this Flareon pretty quickly so we can actually take care of the Jigglypuff, which almost said Igglybuff. Which I love how it's Igglybuff. This is the name of it. I guess I can kind of understand what it is, because it's kind of sort of like a buff for Jigglypuff. Only it's not, it's more like it got stretched out. And I don't know. It's amusing though, but Regice. Oh man, okay. It's immobilized by love. Okay, I'm glad that it used Whirlwind. Oh wait, okay, you do you, Jigglypuff, you do you. I think Regice is just gonna have to take the hit. Because that, actually no. Jigglypuff seems to really be wanting to just so far Whirlwind our Pokemon out or use Attract against it. Why do they even want to use Whirlwind against Trapinch? Because like, it's an easy target knowing that it's attracted to Jigglypuff. But you know what, I ain't gonna question what Cypher wants to do, what the Pokemon wants to do. Bruh. But use Whirlwind again. Okay, who do you use it against? Manectric again. Too bad Manectric didn't have a chance to attack, it probably would have been able to KO. Hello, Seal. How's it going? Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna use Heat Wave and I'm just gonna throw our Great Ball at it. As long as we have 2 Pokeballs, that I don't even want to call it a glitch. I don't really want to call it a glitch because it's not really glitched, more of like exploit. But as long as that there, we could just use that. Oh, hello, Golbat. Oh, it's so cute in this game. You know, that's one thing that I absolutely love about using the randomizer, that you get to see the different Pokemon that you definitely normally would. So you get to see Pokemon that you normally wouldn't see in this game without trading it in, because unfortunately, the Pokemon never change within the game after beating it. Like, make it a new file, we know it's just gonna be the exact same. I'm surprised it didn't pick another bone with Regice there, because it seems to really be wanting to fight Regice. And of course, Steel. I'm so sorry, baby. You're just a punching bag. Like, I tried to keep you alive here, buddy. Like, this game has other plans. I just really want to get this Flareon. My goodness, it's taking so long to get. But thankfully, we shouldn't have another moment of whirlwind, so that Jigglypuff deflated. So I'm hoping we'll just be able to get this Flareon, maybe here, maybe next catch, hopefully soon, so that we can just move on and have Regice actually be able to attack. Come on, Flareon. No, I'm actually going to leave the Flareon alone right now because that Manectric is very, very scary. It has such high defense, and I have a feeling it's not going to be able to ship that much. Oh, Clear Body. I forgot that's what the Regice has. I don't remember what the other Regis have because I haven't really used it that much. Now I just really want to get this guy out. Ooh, okay, that did good damage. That makes me less scared about fighting this Metacross. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, it's really gotta keep the Regice alive. I have a feeling it's probably going to get KO'd here. Considering, well, okay, never mind. Let's see how much damage Flareon did against poor Regice. Why? Again, why are you using electric moves against an electric Pokemon? Like, I'm using it for strategy here for using fire against fire because it's also fire against steel. Steel against steel. Goodbye, Metacross. Thank you for not being an absolute powerhouse. Now it's just to get this darn Flareon. It just seems to take forever to want to actually get caught here. So hopefully, it will only take just a few more turns. And I'm also going to try to do some chip damage to it. I don't know if Spark is going to one-shot it. And if it does, it is what it is. Hopefully it doesn't. Because I really want this Flareon, especially one now that it's taken forever to want to get caught here. Now, here's kind of a funny story, which I think I've told before, but since we fought Rayquaza at the beginning of this episode, one of my favorite memories, and something I'm still kind of baffled about, is that one time I was playing Emerald, and I was really low level. Thankfully that Flareon got caught there. I guess it really just wanted to kill the Manectric. But yeah, I ain't complaining. But I got up to it, and I was 10 or so levels lower than it. Terrified, I threw one single Pokeball. It didn't even attack me first, and I actually ended up catching it. I could not believe it. I was just laughing so hard. Does anybody else have those kind of moments? It's like, I would love to hear your stories of different Pokemon games and ones that you just find amusing. And they're like, okay, how did this even happen? And it's not like you have any choice to say yes or no and want to help with this puzzle. Which might not even be a puzzle. That would be hilarious if it actually ended up being a mine. Okay, we have to fight this one guy. Okay, I was hoping that we'd be able to just go to the save. So I guess that was the second battle. Well, we could actually have left, but you know what? It's fine. My fight is fine. I don't know if this guy has a shadow Pokemon or not. Don't think he does. It's too bad we don't get healed after that. Well, that would have been nice if we could get healed. It does not. Ooh, Heat Wave. You know what I'm gonna use? Heat Wave. So, I don't know if it's near those ice, but we got ourselves a Steel type Pokemon. So using Heat Wave is going to be a good idea. Ayo, I did not know that those moves could actually miss. I always thought that Shadow Rush was a guaranteed hit. Yeah, this trap bitch is now being bullied. You guys are just bullies. But yeah, I always thought that the accuracy was negated. In other words, completely fine and accurate. It's actually kind of cool seeing Razor Leaf being used against a Mawile. Just being able to just actually see it, don't think about it. Yeah, the trap pinch missed. I mean, I kind of complain about I want to keep it. I'm gonna take this Bandit out. And Heat Wave, unless it misses again, should KO both of these. So this battle was just completely slayed by our Regiites. Which, I mean, hey, I love that. Regiites deserves the spotlight. I mean, considering we had to switch it out at the beginning of the playthrough. Same with the Seal, but that's because the Seal doesn't really have much attacks. It didn't even know dive at the very beginning. I was like, Gyarados, that's what Magikarp's evolution is. I don't know why I couldn't remember what it was. But there we go. Thank you, Rollerboy Piker. She said, see you later, boy. Because now we gotta save and heal our poor Pokemon. And we could have just left after all of that. I wasn't sure if we were actually gonna be locked in or not. But also, does that mean the Cipher just ran straight out after he got defeated? You know what, it's fine, I guess that would make sense, because, I mean, we got infiltrated. But at the same time, wouldn't that also be a bad thing? Because it would lead them, us, or whoever else into the cave. But you know what, it's whatever, I'm not gonna question it. Speaking of cave, I think we're gonna go all the way up to the cave, but I don't think we're gonna enter that quite yet. Because this is technically separate from that. It could be together for all Cipher Hideout. But I like to think the cave as being my bees hideout. But we're definitely gonna throw them in electric because this deer crocodile right here, and we also got a Lavatar, which sounds like a weird name because I keep thinking Pupitar and Lavatar together. It just sounds weird. But thankfully, hopefully, at least we'll be able to one-shot this Lavatar. Yes, we do. Goodbye, Lavatar. I'm sorry, you got it here and he did like one attack and then that was about it. Ooh, and Fortress. I don't remember, aside from the last two trainers that are in this part of the hideout. Again, do you consider it to be separate or together with the cave? But aside from those two, I actually don't remember if any of these have Shadow Pokemon. My goodness, are we just gonna do a full wipe of this poor guy's Pokemon? No, we're not, because the Fortress, unfortunately, evaded it, which is good for it. Why didn't it just use that attack? I mean, it was a good attack against it, but at the same time, it didn't do that much damage. And hopefully the Seal, as soon as it gets out, doesn't get one-shot KO'd from this thing's attacks. Unless, again, fingers crossed, the Regiites just one-shots this Fortress. Oh! Because the bug prioritizes over the rock. Wait, no. Isn't it? No, it's Bug and Steel. Ah, okay. No, it still did a pretty good damage against it. So, it avoided the attack. Of course it avoided the attack. Fortress is such a silly little Pokemon. And I figured it would target the Seal, because the Seal tends to be the attack magnet for whatever reason. But there we go, that Fortress, it was very quick apparently. But unfortunately, Seal didn't have time to actually boot it. I want to go wilder! Or wielder, as it almost says. But I mean, hey, you could go wilder all you want. Nobody's stopping you except for yourself. Abnormality detected. Target locked on. I love how he just calls us an abnormality. Which I mean, technically we are abnormal because it's not like we're part of these guys. So are these guys supposed to be ciphers, or are they just goons hired from ciphers as bodyguards? I don't know. It's a good question, and there's an adorable Ekans. Wow, okay, once again, clear body, just being fantastic there. Okay, Regice, I'm sorry, I'm gonna actually switch you out for a Manectric. And I'm also gonna heal that Manectric, because for some reason, I just didn't heal before we even went into this battle. Usually I'm a little bit more prepared than this, but today is not one of those days, apparently. So, I'm hoping that most of these battles are gonna be nice and easy. So far that's the case, but who knows what these trainers have underneath here. It's a sleeves, almost a sneeze. Ooh, a crit hit. I'm so sorry, Trapinch. Of course, you're the one getting bullied now. But I guess on the plus side, it didn't take that much damage. Oh, wow, Trapinch. Good job. Just like tanking that like a champ you are, my goodness. And okay, thank you for not attacking my poor Trapinch here. And it got paralyzed, which is perfect because that means I can just move it out of the way. And I'm probably gonna just switch because there's no way to actually get potions in here, unfortunately. And there's vending machines all around this area, but none of them actually work. I just want to know how far we can actually go without having to actually heal any of our Pokemon, because there is a lot of trainers around here. Okay, I'm so glad that high jump kick did not fail, otherwise we would have taken some damage there. It's interesting how a high jump kick of all the attacks ends up being the one that... Bro, just got paralyzed again. But it's the one that could actually hit you with superpower doesn't. I don't think any other of the fighting attacks do either. At least as far as I'm aware of, it's not actually the case. But man, this Ekans is just kicking our butts. I was hoping that it was gonna be good. So, I don't know. No, okay, thank you for actually using Spark Manectric. Oh my goodness. And also, I'm actually gonna keep the Trapinch at the beginning of and still in front of the party, because we can actually use it as bait. Because most of them will go to the Pokemon that's actually kind of weak. I think in here, we have to fight this guy. It is going to be our first item that we'll actually be able to pick up. I don't know why I meant the name as just Gyloba and not Bandana Gyloba. But ooh, okay, Wobbuffet. Of course, out of all the Pokemon, it just has to be one that's going to keep the Trapinch in battle. Like, bruh, I wanted to keep our Trapinch, but you know what? Oh well. Just what it is. Okay, I don't actually know what to use here. And what? I thought I bought Revives in between, but I didn't. Oh well, it is what it is. But I guess on the plus side, barely surviving this Trapinch truly is a tank. Like, it has like 3 or 4 health, and it survived that. I'm just trying to get the Wobbuffet out of the way here, because wobble out of here, okay? Yeah, I knew they were gonna target the poor Trapinch too. It would have worked though. And yes, Pursuit is at least in all the games, Dark is actually super effective against the good old Psychics. It's too bad we don't have any grass type moves on us. Like, you think a grass type Pokemon has some grass type moves, but no, that's not the case. Okay, I did not expect Wobbuffet to know how to use Explosion there. I do that at some point. Okay, that worked out perfectly. I'm glad Regice avoided that. But I knew at some point one Pokemon was gonna learn Explosion. Out of all the Pokemon that learned it, that could actually know it, ended up being Wobbuffet. I mean, I am not complaining. It was just very unexpected. Oh, a Pern does leave. Okay, I knew it. I was uppercutting, yet I pulled it right out. But that's fine. I don't want our first seal to be the one targeting, so I guess I will heal up after doing this, just so it can actually do its thing. But I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, because it will heal all the PP for our attacks anyway, so I guess we're better off just healing back and forth like that. But the trip is a long trip ahead. Now you use Rapid Spin. I mean, alright, you do you. And hopefully, even though it is so water type, it'll still KO it, and thankfully Swampert does not have water absorbent, so it can't actually heal. But man, you're lucky that you had a Wobbuffet at the beginning of it. Otherwise, you can't know. I could have just switched a Trap Pinch out. Hey, my beloved Pokemon! Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. They just had to go. And we are going to get Ice Heals. 5 Ice Heals, which are typically not Ice Heals, and typically we do not have 1. But now to heal and get back into battle. Bodybuilder Ekman is next. I always read it as Amekan, or something like that. Anakin. Okay. Not too bad. Hopefully we'll be able to survive this, and I'm going to switch to Pinch though, because well, I want to use, I actually want to use Pursuit, because we got a Mr. Mime, which it's kind of cool to see Mr. Mime here. Once again, much like last episode, it's actually really cool to see the different Pokemon which normally you wouldn't be able to see in this game. Like, I don't think Venusaur, for example, is normally a Pokemon you would be able to see here. Mr. Mime definitely is not. But I think that's because, again, Colosseum and, I don't know, remember the 64 game. That's similar to Colosseum. I get them mixed up with the names all the time. But there is the animation of the red bead eyes. Okay, I did not expect a Venusaur to just know how to use Dig. I mean, I'm not really that surprised, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you do you, boo, you do you. But it's like the bloodshot eyes of all things. It's just they're so memorable. And why does it have bloodshot eyes when it's like that? None of the other Pokemon do. Is it like straining itself? Trying to focus? Or like, what? I'm glad that missed, and who you tried to attack. Surprised it wasn't the Ice type. I'm pretty sure Ground type is super effective against Ice type. I mean, once again, I'm not really complaining that much. They just seem to have random beef against this Pokemon for some reason. Maybe it's because it's more weak? I don't remember if they typically fight Pokemon that have less defense or the ones that have more defense. Feels like that's the case. I don't know. But yeah, Regice, you leveled up. I wonder when it would be able to learn another move though. Maybe Weather should switch to another Pokemon. I'll switch it out. If it uses Dig again and it targets Bannet, then at least it would be targeting Trap Pinch instead. Plus it gets a Shadow Gauge down too anyways. Oh no, Drillpeck. Who are you fighting with, Drillpeck? A Trap Pinch. Of course, it's poor Trap Pinch. Just just gets thrown in it. Okay. That wasn't even a crit hit, and it still did bigger damage than the last heat wave. I don't really know how the damage got up there, but you know, I ain't complaining. But I think I'm going to now switch out the Magnemite on Magnetric up here. You want to keep the Trap Pinch up just because, well, I'm trying to get its Shadow Gauge down. But also, once again, you can still use it as bait because for some reason, they really seem to be wanting to target the Trap Pinch out of all the other Pokemon. Like you'd think for RegiX too. Okay, Porygon and Huntail, okay. Pretty sure Huntail is also electric type, so I don't know if using Spark would be good against it. But I'm still going to try. Ooh, Arena Trap, okay, weird. Okay, we are trapped. Once again, the one of it. Spur Trap Pinch. But I'm glad that it was super effective. So maybe it's supposed to be rock, but if it was rock, you would think that would prioritize. Oh, hello, Vulpix. Too bad we don't have, Pokemon that we did have before. Okay, Magnitude. Our poor Manectric. Oh, but thankfully it didn't really do that much damage. Thankfully our Trap Pinch is still alive too. Okay, I see you go into Hyper Mode there. I mean, obviously it says to go into Hyper Mode. Porygon, just Porygon though. I'm low-key hoping that's going to use Metronome. That Earth move again. Because like, even though it would definitely KO our Trap Pinch here, it might actually be able to... Okay, never mind. I was gonna say... KO the Vulpix over here. Toxic Gossip Train? I still can't believe that was this friggin' thing. Toxic Gossip Train, like, come on. Like, I was never really a follower of her. I didn't even know about her until that whole situation came out. But you would think you would at least have some decency or something to not just make that. Listen to your PO team. They're there for a reason. Okay, bye Vulpix. Now I'm going to move the Trap... Actually, no, I'm still going to keep the Trap Pinch. I say I'm going to move it out, and I'm still going to keep it in. I just don't want to get potion. It's too far. Okay, Tura, what do you have? A Dewdong and a Salamence. Okay. With a Dragon type, Salamence could potentially wipe us out. But I thought that was going to be the case with the Pokemon with the M on his face. Don't know why all of a sudden I'm just forgetting Pokemon names. Like, typically not that bad at forgetting the names. But I thought that was going to be the case last time, but it was actually really easy to be able to fight some. Fingers crossed the Salamence is not going to be a pain in the butt to try to KO. And ooh, so close to one-shotting that Dewdong. Bulk up. Low-key terrifying. What is it planning? Like, does it actually have physical moves, or is it all just protective? Ooh, wish, okay. So it'll be able to heal pretty soon here. But hopefully... I was gonna use Hail, but Hail isn't a very good idea, so let's just use Tusa. Unfortunately, we don't have any Dragon-type moves, and we don't have any other big Ice-type moves aside from Hail. But I don't want chip damage against ourselves, but also bulk up this defense. This thing is going to take a mighty minute to defeat. I'm still scared to know what it's going to do once it eventually starts attacking. So you know what it is, and I hope that it's not going to be a super big powerhouse. Once it does. Okay, at least we used Mimic this time, so there's something different. Oh, where's Octusa? Okay. I mean, that's fine, you can learn that. So how does Mimic work? Is Mimic supposed to be used before or after an attack was already done? Okay, not super effective. Good to know. But as long as Heat Wave actually hits, it should KO it. And that's why I'm kind of glad it took out Tusa. Because it's neutral damage versus not so super effective, so it worked out for us. Yeah, is it because it's dragon that not a lot of things are super effective against it? Or is it just the dual type that it ends up being? Again, I'm pretty sure it's a dragon flying type. How'd this happen? I mean, I don't know. We're just battling and your Pokemon just got KO'd. That's all, man. Nothing good here. I thought there was an item. It's in here. Not that way. And here we got ourselves Poison Barb. It was 3 Poison Barbs. Coolio. And your Pokemon are not going to be the best of the best, Toti. And one of those days where I'm also reading names completely different, so I almost said Tori. Okay, Omnistar and Snorlax. Okay, I'm gonna just ban it for this. Because fighting type. But also because Trap Pinch. At least none of these, as far as I know of, have any area traps, or arena traps rather. Ooh, but our Bandit is also kind of low health, so hopefully they won't both try to attack our Bandit. I'm also a little surprised that Snorlax isn't very close to slacking in terms of using one attack and then snoozing the next turn, or wolfing off and then attacking him. But mind you, slack off and slacking, sloth. Slacking. Okay, I knew that they would be able to do something like that. I'm so sorry, Bandit. Well, at least the bait worked, though. Maybe we'll just get the Regice out again. Seemed to work best, but also okay. Mostly water-type moves. Definitely not complaining about that. I still don't understand how roleplay works. But, oh, halfway down to health. Nilotic, you beautiful creature. I've never actually caught a Feebas in Gen 3 before. Have any of you caught a Feebas in actually Gen 3 and 4? Because even in Gen 4, like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum is still rare, but less rare than it feels when it is in Emerald. That was a crit hit. Dang, Snorlax. A heavy hitter you are. Okay, this darn Snorlax is a heavy hitter, but also he's just wiping down our dang Pokemon. My goodness. Like, I knew at some point that was going to happen, but I didn't expect it from a Snorlax. But on the plus side, it's almost done. And hopefully the Focus Punch can actually land, and thankfully the heat. Dang you, Snorlax! Of course you're using Fairy Cutter again. Of course it's on his first. Come on! Stop bullying the seal! The seal just wants to use Focus Punch, gosh darn it. Heat Wave, please land against the Snorlax. Did not expect the Snorlax to not have to evade for so long. Like, it's impressive! My goodness! Oh, poor Snorlax. Alright, Elodie, what do you got? The Venusaur and Ludicolo. Oh my gosh, Ludicolo. Definitely top 10. Once again, so many good Pokemon in this game already, just randomized too, which I think is really fun. I'm kind of curious to know if it knows Fury Attack now. Ooh, just a little bit down, and it's already knowing a lot. I'm kind of curious to know at some point a randomizer for this game, for Colosseum. I mean, I guess probably DX or XXD, not DX, for both games would also be able to get further, like more newer generations, because I know a lot of ROMs and a lot of randomizers too have actually added in Pokemon from different generations. Actually, even like not Sword and Shield, but Scarlet and Violet. But also the new Pokemon game, I believe, is already out or coming out soon. Who's excited about that? I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. I haven't beat the Scarlet and Violet yet because I kind of got tired of how they did the gems. Like, it's kind of dumb how you have to only do like 10 levels each. Because like, I love how they actually did it in RCS. How you can still go forwards and still be able to have your Pokemon obey after, I think, 4 or 5 stamps. I don't remember the exact limit it was, but I liked how you did that. But you don't have to be a certain level cap for every single area or gem. I don't know, that's just kind of my frustration about it, because it's a pretty fun game. I still liked it, but I got burnt out so much because I had to grind for so long just to be able to do one gym. And I did not expect a Venusaur to know how to fly. It's a lot of things that was not expected from these Pokemon that just ended up knowing in here. Ooh, okay, Foresight, my jolly gee willikers. They really do a tough one on these guys. You know what, yeah, I'll get Steel. Because at least we can use Heat Wave. But also, I think this is going to be our last battle. Because I do want to get some potions, and the next area is going to be the duo battle, which shouldn't be too difficult. But I would still like to be prepared for that. One, considering these guys, some of them are really easy battles, but some of them also kicks hell. And I know that as soon as we go up, actually, I think once we go up, we don't automatically go into the battle. So I guess we'll go up there, get ready for the battle, and then leave it off. There, just got a lot more potions, but also I want to grind a couple more levels for Seal and Reggie Ice so that we can get more stuff in the Colosseum. So I think we can get more TMs after we get that the first time. But that's just the plan. Because at that point we are at the very top and are going to be going into the cave. And wait, the tables have already turned. Have we not seen me get this far? I'm not gonna question it. Oh yeah, we are at the very top. Okay. Cool, so this is where I wanted to leave it off in the first place. I believe we might actually be able to go in the cave right away. Not 100% certain about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna run all the way down because that's just the safest thing to do. And leave it off here. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up, slap the subscribe button, sit that link down in the comments down below, do what you do, and I will see you in the next video. And I don't know why I thought that the exit up there was going to be right where the next boss battle was. But it is what it is. But yeah, anyways.